Hello everyone, it is Susan here from Suehiles Art. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Crafty Chit Chat and Slow Stitching, my Monday video. So we got stuff to do today. We're going to maybe finish this wall hanging in this video, which would be really, really wonderful. So, all right, I don't know, I guess a few things I want to get done on this today. So we do have to sew this and this and this and this bracelet down. Oh, and this here. Oh, maybe we won't get to it all today. But what I wanted to do, I was going to put a button down here, but I think I'm going to do a turkey stitch instead, which I don't know why it's called that. It's kind of like a loose pom-pom kind of look. I have no idea where the turkey part of it came from. But, so what I might do is I might do the turkey stitch right here and then see what else we will add. On this bracelet, I did use this tool here to remove the clasp at the end of it. So I have removed this part, and oops, I still have, I don't know what you call it, a little piece of the clasp at both ends, but I'm gonna leave them on there because those don't bother me. And yeah, so, and then this little piece of pink lace is going to go there. So let's get sewing. Oh, I forgot about this up here. Yeah, yep. So you know what I think we will start with? Well, not this, because I think it'll be easier to start on other pieces without adding that heavy bracelet right now. So we can add this here. I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit of it under this eyelet trim. Something like that. What I do think I need to do is just clean this up so it has that like netting fabric around it. So let me just clean that up just a little bit, make it rounder, and then we'll go ahead and sew that down. Get rid of some of this up here, and that just cleans it up. It gives it a, a better shape than it was, and I like it on top of the blue. So over here, like right here, we have several, we have pieces of, well, several layers is what I want to say. So we have, of course, the base of the wall hanging. We have a pink piece of fabric. Then we have the blue crochet or whatever that is. And now we're going to add this on top. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to kind of go around and maybe do, I'm trying just to think here, to do a stitch maybe at like the tip of each one of these petals of the flower. I guess I can go all the way through. I was trying not to go all the way through to the back, but it doesn't really matter. So that's all I'm going to do, I think, to get this on. And then maybe we'll do a couple French knots in the middle just to make that area, just that little area right there, to make it a little bit more interesting. And I think doing the turkey stitch is going to be a lot of fun because I think a lot of people don't know about the turkey stitch. I mean, I never knew before this year, that's for sure. And it is one of the stitches that I do enjoy using. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and I'll show you how to do that. So then, oh, I meant to take the dowel out. I have dowels that I bought off of Etsy months ago, and wooden dowels, and that's what I use to hang my wall hangings, is the wooden dowels. I really like the hangers that have kind of like a clip on the end of them. It's usually like 2 clips and you can hang something on there. I like those, but I don't know, I think they're a little expensive. So I just use wooden dowels, and I bought, not really knowing at the time when I bought them, not really knowing what size I would need. I have probably, I don't know, I'll say 4 different sizes of dowels in length and width. So I have different ones. So this one will take a small dowel, but it'll be easy because we have the pocket already sewn in here, right? So the pocket is right here. Ooh, I didn't think of this. Uh-oh. I'm gonna leave it for now. See, I shouldn't have sewn right here in this area, but I did. So for right now, I'm gonna leave it because you know what? I could grab a dowel and let's make sure it's gonna be okay. All right, I'm gonna do my 3rd French knot in the middle of this white flower, and then this flower will be done. Oh, and it came out so cute. So hopefully I don't have to remove this because I really like the way it came out. All right, let me hold this up so you can see it up close. That middle is so cute. Look at how cute that is. That's 3 little French knots in there. I hope you can see it okay. Yep, super cute. All right, hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna go grab a dowel. Okay, so these are some of the sizes of the dowels that I have. So like this one is too short, so I can't use that. This one is also too short, but this one is going to be perfect. So let's put it in here and let's make sure that those stitches are okay. All right, and they are. So it was able to go through just fine, so I'm not going to take out those stitches that I just did. And that's actually how it's going to look. So I'll hang it on the wall by putting yarn or something on the 2 ends, and then it'll hang on some sort of a hook or something. I even like sometimes to use just a push pin, and that's plenty strong enough to hold something like this. So I think I'm just going to take that out for now just to make it easier to finish this up. So I like that a lot. So we're in good shape so far. Okay, what do we want to sew next? So next, I think, you know what, let's get this bow on here because this is one of my favorite pieces of this, and I want it to go off over the edge a little bit. See this over here? So I want that. I like that, and I like it going up, like kind of covering a little bit of that eyelet trim. So let's go ahead and sew that down. Let me put a knot in here. And let's just sew that down. So this is going to be really easy to sew on because I'm just going to sew in the middle. So we're going to, I'm going to go through from the back, and then I'm going to go through like this, and I want to go through pretty much like all of the layers of this knot without going through to the top, because I don't want to see it up on top. This thread is heavy enough to where I don't need to go through it multiple times. So this is going to work. Just one stitch. Oops, wait a minute. There we go. So one stitch will be perfect to get that on there. Look how cute that is. So I'm not going to futz with it. That is working perfectly. I'll knot this off. So like this type of embellishing, like when I get to this point where I'm just adding the special, you know, pieces or the good little fun stuff to it, I love this part. Love it, love it. Okay, so now I know I wanted this down here, and I still do. So let's go ahead and put that on. So I've started to watercolor paint again. You know, I was watercolor painting, gosh, just a few years ago. I thought I stopped like a year ago. And then I looked on Instagram, which I hardly ever post on Instagram. But when I was doing my watercolor painting, I posted all the time on Instagram. So, ooh, I made that super long. Ooh, that's a little bit long, but I'll keep it. So on Instagram, I'm like, oh my gosh, I looked and it's been 2 years. 2 years ago, November was the last post that I did with watercolor painting. Now I have done, there's maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 posts within the past 2 years, but they're not, I mean, like where I was watercolor painting, maybe not every day, but like that was my go-to craft, was watercolor painting. And I watercolor painted for, I don't know, a year and a half. And I loved it. And then I've started watching again. See, I know, see, the way I am, the way I work is, if my plate is like really full, craft-wise, well, and even personally, if just in general I have a lot going on, you know, you don't want to take any more on, right? Because you're going to be overwhelmed, whatever, and you want to enjoy what you're doing and all that stuff. But on the other hand, I'm one of those people that, you know, I'll do something for a year or 2 or 3, and then it's time to learn something new or do something different. I like to change things up. And even the fact that every week I'm changing things up, because I do stitching every week. I like to do paper crafting. So I'm constantly changing up. But what I'm talking about is like, even like using charcoals is another thing that I just love to do. But I don't really allow myself to do it, because I'm going to get hooked again, and then I'm going to be spending my time drawing with charcoals. And not that I draw well. I mean, I just have fun with it, right? I love to draw faces, flowers, you know, that kind of stuff. And, but, you know, I've kind of been like, well, I feel like I want to watercolor again. And, you know, I have all of the products, right? I have all kinds of beautiful paints. And, you know, and I paid a lot of money for the paints. So So I started watching Angela Fair, Fehr. She's here on YouTube. And I learned a lot from her a couple years ago, 3 years ago. A lot. I like her style. Her style is very, it's very loose and it's almost abstract. And it's like when she paints, she says it all the time. It's like, and you can kind of get the feeling that there's like a flower over here. So she's not necessarily painting a flower that's in your face kind of flower. It's more of, oh, okay, and this could look like it's another flower with leaves over here. It's kind of like, it's that, I don't know how else to explain it. But she had shared, she actually took a class from a guy named Fabio Sembrellini. Ooh, I hope I have that right. And I was watching that video where she, on her YouTube channel, she posted where at the class, she went up to him afterwards, after the class, and asked if he would mind doing a painting on her channel. And he did. And I fell in love. He paints very much like Angela does. And I have since then, this was just like a week and a half ago, I since then signed up for a class with him. Because he does online classes, they're Zoom, they're really, he's awesome. But anyways, so I signed up for a Christmas painting class with him in early December. And he has a YouTube channel as well. And on it, he does tutorials. And he did a tutorial and he painted this. Now, this, like my colors, like it's very hard for me not to get a lot of color. I love color. I love busyness. So like his is more subdued in color. Mine has more bolder colors in it. But this is the kind of painting that I truly love to do. And it's hard for me. It's not easy. So it's much easier for me to paint. Well, I have a couple other little paintings here, but these are, so like this is from, this I painted in November of 2019. So it's obviously holly with some pine branches, but it's very like I like to use a lot of water because I want to see the blooms from the water. Like I'll even just take a paintbrush with just water and splatter it on it so that the watercolor paints react. And I just love that. So this is the kind of painting that I really enjoy, is where there is splattering and a lot of water. And even like this one, he did not splatter on his, but I just had to splatter just a little bit because that's just what I do, right? And I did another painting yesterday, and I don't like this because it's too neat and clean. So I do like it, but it's not me. It's just too neat and clean. So I'm going to, paint more trees and stuff like that. And see, I used to be able to paint like evergreen trees. I want to say fairly easily. And after not doing it for 2 years, it's like, wow, what a difference. I have to relearn. And even, so we're going to sew on this bracelet now. And I'm just going to go over it. Just almost like I'm couching, right? So it's that same way of stitching. Whoops. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot I have to sew this pink piece down too. So one moment. it's hard navigating when you have a piece of metal because it doesn't bend with you, so you kind of have to hold it and make sure it's in the right spot and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna get a couple stitches in here to where I know I'm grabbing this pink lace and I'm getting that bracelet down where I need it to be. Because I would like it to be straight across. Now, whether that's going to really happen or not, who knows? But anyway, so yeah, so I guess I'm back into into watercolor painting. And you guys, you've seen my craft room, right? So, you know, I like to keep things out that I'm working on. And so see, this is another reason why I don't do everything that I like to do at once, is because I like to have the products out in my craft room so that I can, you know, easily use them. So that's looking good. That's looking good. I just have to make sure I'm continuing to go straight across. So now I have a big watercolor palette. It's quite large. I have, yeah, my biggest one, the one that I really like to use, is quite large. It's probably, I don't know, 12 inches by 18 inches, something like that. It's a good size. And so now I have that out, and now it's like on top of boxes on my floor because I have nowhere to put it. I have my brushes here on my desk. It's like I don't have room. I'm shoving everything to the side. I have my water here, you know, so something has to give, right? I mean, you can't have everything out. But I do have everything out. Yeah, so that's another problem. Not a problem. It's just, you know, I don't want to be overwhelmed when I come in my craft room, and I want it to make sense to me, you know, the way I organize things. It doesn't have to make sense to everybody, but it does need to make sense to me. And so let me just check this again, make sure I'm starting to go downwards a little bit. So let me just kind of try to bring that up a little bit. And so that's the scoop. So, but I decided I'm going to bite the bullet and get back into watercolor painting. And yeah, so far, but again, like I say, I mean, I have to relearn. And then it got me thinking, well, is my style different now than it was 2 years ago? I don't know, could be. I don't know. You know, so I'm just relearning, and it's kind of fun. And I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. So now, you know, I have to be super careful because with all the fabric that I have around, I don't want to get watercolor paint on it, you know, so that's the other thing. You have to be really careful with what's on your desk because, well, you know, I don't want to get paint on this. That wouldn't be good. So, but that's the scoop. So I'm happy to be watercolor painting again. Yeah, and I'm just going to relearn. It was pretty surprising to me on how much I actually forgot. You know, were things that I could do, I could just do before. Not that I did them perfectly by any means, but now I just feel like, you know, I've taken a few steps back, but that's okay. All right, so at this point, we're going to do a turkey stitch. And so where should I put it? So let's see. I have these things. I really do like that there, but I think a turkey stitch would look good there too. You know, I'm thinking maybe adding 3 more things. So do I want, I think I want the turkey stitch over here, but then, well, maybe this isn't going to end up on here because I like those buttons. All right, I'm going to do the turkey stitch right here. So again, the turkey stitch has nothing to do with the turkey. So I don't know if somebody knows why it's called the turkey stitch, let me know. So what I did do was I grabbed a needle with a big eye to it, and I'm going to use my pink variegated yarn, and because I think it's gonna, you know, well, once you see it, you'll know why I picked the yarn. So what you do with a turkey stitch is this. You do a whole bunch of loops. All right, and you can keep them as long as you want or as short as you want. But and they should be fairly close to one another. And as you're pulling through, you just want to make sure that you're keeping your loop. And so I came out right here, and I'm going to go in very close to it, to where I came out, so that I can make that loop. So I'm going to do this several times. And what happens is that we end up cutting these loops, and it ends up looking like a little puff ball. So it's fun. It's just something different. Something different. So I try to hold these down so that they stay loopy. And we'll do probably 5 more. I don't do like major puff ball. I shouldn't call them puff balls, but that's what it reminds me of. Because I don't have really the patience to do like a tremendous amount of these. I just don't. So it's like I just do some, and then however it looks, I am good with it. It's just something that looks different, right? Something that is fun. And you can actually leave it without cutting them, because that looks super cute as well. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just leave them, because then it kind of looks like a little flower. So let's see what we have. See, now I like that. I think that that's super cute. Look at that. It's just a little thing. So what would normally happen is you would come in and you would just clip each one of these. But I'm really liking this because I feel like it looks like a flower. So I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. But that's how you do a turkey stitch. So again, I have no idea where the turkey part came from, because I did say that I wanted to start doing different stitches again. So I haven't done a turkey stitch in a while. So now I did that. And I think that's so cute. You know, I could do actually like 3 little groups of those. That would be cute too. But, and I haven't done French knots in a while either. So, and I did those up there. So that was fun too. All right, so I think for this second, I'm going to leave that as is. And let's get the last couple pieces, the buttons down. I think that's cute. I think I like this one up here. And that one down here, maybe, like that. Like that. So then what that tells me is I do need to put more turkey stitches over here. So maybe I'll do 2 more little groups, but let's get these on. I like this one right here. And let's hope this goes through. Yes, it does. Awesomeness. All right. And if you can hear a train, I live, I don't know, a few blocks from an old train station. Old. And it has like the old black steam engines and just like a whole bunch of different older trains. You know, it's more recreational. It's not used for a purpose of, you know, bringing people to work and stuff like that. It's so what happens is like starting, I want to say last week or last weekend, they start their Polar Express. And it goes all the way from early November to, I want to say Christmas. It might go to the end of December. But so this is what and where they're located, that train station, there's a little museum there and everything. It's located on a pretty major highway and it crosses the highway. So that's why there's so many whistles, because it's waiting, making sure that the cars are stopping. So it's not like it just gets going and it just goes. No, it has to blow the whistle, making sure the cars stop on the highway. Yeah, the whole thing. So, yeah, so you're going to hear train whistles. If I do a video, wait 1 second. Let me get this button on here. If I make a video on, I think they start the trains on Thursday night, and I think like Friday afternoon, and then all day, Saturday and Sunday. I mean, from morning until they stop around, I don't know if it's 9 o'clock or after. It is definitely at least 9 o'clock at night. And yeah, so it drives me nuts. But they've only been doing it the past, I don't know, 4 years. So, I mean, it wasn't always like that. So it is something newer. But what are you going to do, right? And I live close to, well, I don't live close to airports. Well, one airport I do. The airport really here in the next town. It's a municipal airport. It's not like a commercial airport. But Newark Airport, Newark, New Jersey, is only like, I don't know, 20 minutes from me. So, and then there's other smaller, more municipal type airports around. In fact, one of the airports, the Teterboro Airport here in New Jersey, small airport, that's where John F. Kennedy Jr. flew out of when the plane went into the water and he and his wife and sister all died. I might have that wrong, but yeah, so he actually flew out of a New Jersey airport. But anyway, that was sad. That was very sad. But, yeah, so if you hear trains, that would be why. So I'm going to do, I think, two more little clusters like this. And I don't know, I'm going to have to stand up and see how long I've been going. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys, so with Thanksgiving, I mean, I'm already knee deep in Thanksgiving plans, Christmas. I can't wait for Thanksgiving to get here so I can put my little itsy bitsy, it's just like a table tree, up in my living room and put up some decorations. So I'm like excited about that. And I'm also thinking about Thanksgiving, which if you watch my channel, you know that I ordered my turkey dinner from Wegmans, which is a grocery store here in New Jersey, a really big one. And my kids like the turkey from there. So, and last year I tried to make a turkey dinner and it was good up until I felt like I had everything under control up until it was time to get everything hot to get it on the table at the same time. It was rough. It was really rough. And my kids didn't like my turkey. So I'm back to buying because I have to tell you, you know, by the time I bought everything to make that turkey dinner, I mean, I spent a ton of money, so I might as well spend the money and let somebody else make it. That's just kind of my thoughts on that, but that's just me. You know, I am not a cook. I'm learning, and I do like doing certain things in the kitchen, but a turkey is not one of them. Like, I can't even do stuffing properly. Like, so, like, we went over, it was either over my mother's house for many years, and then my sister-in-law, she had it for many years. And, you know, like, my job was to bring bread. That was my job. And I did it well. But yeah, so that's me. I'm just not. I'm not a cook. I'm not a cook. But again, I do love having my garden, and you know, I've been eating the carrots from my garden, making nice salads, and I cooked up some chicken breasts the other day, putting that into my salads. And so like that I can do, that I like to do. But it's super fun. Should I make that all one big flower? What do you think? I could kind of fill in the middle a little bit right there and just make it one big one. Maybe I'll do that. See how plans change? You just get going and it's like, they take on a life of their own, and that's good. Be flexible, have fun with whatever it is you're working on. Be flexible. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. So once we're done with this, we'll take a look at this piece and see if it needs anything else. So let's take a look at this. and see. Oh, I think that's cute. I feel like I need a stitch or two over here, so I'm going to put a couple over here. And I have no idea. I never did look and see where I'm at as far as time goes, because I like to stay at about 30 minutes for my Monday videos. But I have no idea where this one is at. All right. So now the next thing I need to do is find a place to hang this, because I'm filling up my walls and I love it. I love it, I love it. I love to look at my walls and just see, I don't know, I want to say creativity, to see all the different things that I do, like drawing faces, like doing charcoal drawings, like watercolor painting and slow stitching, and you know, so I have an assortment of all kinds of artsy things on my walls here in my craft room and in my living room. All right, so let's see. So that looks good. That looks good. I like it. I like it. That's just going to stay just like that. I like that. All right. What are we at? Oh, yeah, we're at 42 minutes. Well, about 40 minutes. All right, so I think I'm going to call this done. And next week we will work on something else, but I like it. What do you guys think? I think it came out cute. Very cute. So I'll have to figure out what we're going to work on next week, next Monday, but I'll see you next Monday. I'll see you Wednesday for my Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 2, and on Friday for an open collaboration that I hold monthly with Sherry. And this month in November, we're going to give away 2 electronic gift cards. So that's it. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next Monday. God bless. Bye-bye.